Rosy Hardy Gardening. Today I'm going to talk about a few hellebores that will really lighten up your winter garden into the spring. So we're going to have just a few that I've selected which are showing flower or are going to come into flower a bit later, because that is the beauty of the hellebore. They have evergreen foliage which is quite leathery, and they are just superb plants for that Christmas period in potted up plants, or for putting on top of your pots of bulbs to come. And that's where they really come into their own, because you can put them in those containers, and then when you're ready to have a space in the garden, you can put them out there. So let's start off with the one that is always known as the Christmas rose, and this is Helleborus niger. Helleborus niger Winterfall is the variety that this is. Beautiful, large, big, leathery green leaves, dark green leaves, which show off these amazing white flowers at the top. Lovely yellow anthers in there, and then behind are these things called the nectaries, and that gives you the whirl below the anthers of green normally. Some have different colours, and that just gives you this fantastic contrast. This plant is covered in buds, so there's loads and loads of flower that is going to come out. We're at the beginning of December here in North Hampshire in the UK, and this is just coming out, and it is going to look stunning right through the Christmas period, carrying on into late January. Really super form. It's a little bit lower than some of the others. Once it's finished and done its flowering, then find it a place which is relatively free draining, sun to part shade. This prefers a little bit more sunshine, and quite a dry-ish soil really for this variety, Helleborus niger. Going on to ones which are free flowering and really free flowering. Look at the amount of inflorescence there is on this beautiful plant. And this is showing you how they are coming into flower. So this is Viv Victoria, and this has got these beautiful dark purple flowers, and again you can see that lovely ring of anthers in the middle with the green nectaries behind, and that is when it's in full flower. Then as it goes over, you get this fading happening, and it just fades beautifully. There are little seed pods there. There probably won't be any seed in there of any note, because this is a cross, so it's a hybrid form and it's unlikely to give you any seed. Lovely foliage at the bottom, flowers held over the top, and look, they are looking at you. They're not hiding underneath the foliage or anything like that. This has been in flower since the beginning of November, and it will carry on continuously putting on flower probably right the way through to the end of February going into March. So it's a really good form. Now this is a Helleborus hybridus type, and they prefer a shady position in the garden, so they're good in shady containers, but it's shade for the summer. They do not like to be in the hot summer sunshine, so that's where it needs to be shade. So under deciduous trees, deciduous shrubs, that works really well with these plants. Relatively good drainage, so a compost or a part of the garden where you've dug in garden manure so that it's not sitting in water all the time. That is the ideal situation for these, but really brilliant free flowering form, Viv Victoria. Then we have Valeria, which is a completely different form to the one that we've just had. And if you put them together, you can see the flowers are different, the leaf is different. So the leaf on this is a lot more open. It has a red burgundy colour and tone to it, which you can see in the centre of the actual leaf there. And the flowers are held in a really tight cluster in the centre. They start off this beautiful cream, so this is it in just coming out into, and then it fades to green, and then it goes to this amazing sort of blush green and burgundy colour, and I think this effect is really, really wonderful on a plant, and it's gradually going to get taller and taller and taller, and it will be totally branched and covered in all of these beautiful. If I drop down the leaves like this and hold them down, you can see how much flower bud there is and flower to come, all on this amazing plant. Really, really beautiful, and its foliage is going to go out horizontally rather than upright, so, and that is evergreen, so that is really good. And again, it wants the similar conditions to the hybridus. It wants to go somewhere where there is summer shade. Really lovely one. So that is Valeria. After Valeria, we get these, which are more like the hybridus types that you're used to seeing in the garden. This one is hybridus double pink, and look at those amazing flowers, beautiful double there, and when it's in bud. So they again, you will always fade and go over. Lovely green foliage. This is a taller form, but it's great because these flowers are pointing at you and you see that beautiful cup and the double flower in it. So again, it's a hybridus type, lovely green foliage which will stay evergreen, and that is really good for you. Again, semi-shade to shade, reasonable soil, something that you have put a good amount of garden compost into. That one is double pink. And then lastly, the one that is going to flower the latest is this beautiful one, and this is Emma. Now Emma has her foliage out at the moment. Again, it's foliage which is quite large and it's going to go out sideways, but right in the centre you see this potential for this flower, and this is what you really need to be buying when you're buying a plant. Look for the potential where there is lots and lots of buds. Always get something which has got loads of buds to come, because you don't want it in full flower and then it's going to be over in a week. Maybe you want to if you're going to buy it as a present for somebody, but always go for more bud. And Emma is budding up beautifully in here. All of these little tight buds are going to come up, and they have the most gorgeous cream flowers which will just show out, and those flowers will flower above the foliage, and they are going to be out in January, February and March. And this is a really good one again for a shady spot. It's an ericsmithii type, so therefore it is happier in deeper shade and probably a little bit heavier soil as well. Once all of these have flowered, just make sure any dead leaf is cut off. In the autumn, when they are about to come back into flower, just tidy off old dead foliage. Because they are evergreen, they will keep on producing dead leaf and they'll keep on producing good new leaf. So just give them a tidy up spring and autumn of their dead leaves, and then you will get the beauty of them flowering really, really beautifully for you. So once you've done all of that, enjoy them and have great fun finding other different varieties that are out there. There are some really good long season winter flowering hellebores for your garden. Thank you very much for watching, and please do subscribe to the channel.